to waste. When you've got to deal with Christianity, remember, we did not follow European type Christianity. And to the extent that we followed it, we went wrong. When we created the independent African church, it was a church totally different from the European church. It nurtured us, helped to give us some of our first schools. The church was once the schoolhouse. The church was once the place we hid from the law. The church was once the place we went to when we had no visible means of support. The church was once the place we went because we didn't send our people to insane asylum, to take care of mental illness. The church, all purpose, the church went back to the African spirituality before foreigners interfered with our spiritual way of life and started giving us some European garbage disguised as Christianity when it was a handmaiden of their conquest. Christianity became the handmaiden of European conquest. Islam became the handmaiden of Arab conquest. Now, listen to this statistic and maybe you sober down and stop telling that damn Arab lie about Islam being the black man's true religion and Arab being the black man's true language. Islam is an AD religion, not a BC. The Arabs are an AD people. We had religion and language 5,000 years before the birth of Christ, if he lived at all.
That's right.
Why did I qualify? Why did I qualify? If I was much younger and made a statement like that, I would have my buddies at the door, one in front of the stage, in case I run for my life, I'd be able to get out of the building. My qualification, if he lived at all. Now if you read John Jackson's Pagan Origins of the Christ myth, he traces the Christ story through 26 civilizations, each with their separate Christ. Each 1,000 miles apart. You only know about one. Every nation has, every major people have their own Christ concept. If you read a little pamphlet by Joe Massey, The Historical Jesus and the Mystic Christ, he examined the historical origins. Now, if you read another book by John Jackson, written before his death, Christianity Before Christ. What's he talking about? He's talking about the fact that Africans practiced the same religion, identical religion, did not betray it, thousands of years before Christ. And he explains what St. Augustine meant when he, talking about the conference at Nicaea, said that these people are trying to give us a religion we had 3,000 years ago. What's he talking about? And we had it 3,000 years ago, then we had it long before Christ. A lot of people do not understand that you got to make a distinction between organized religion and a spiritual way of life.
Say it again.
The African had a spiritual way of life that predates organized religion.
Yeah, that's right.
This spiritual way of life was so good and orderly. He had entire societies that did not have the word jail in their language because no one had ever gone to one. All right, then what did happen? The family structure was so good. Within the family, they had judge, jury, all of this built into the family. The family structure was a miniature nation. Everyone who came into Africa declared war on this structure. One of the people that declared war on the structure, the last and most disastrous, was the Arabs. He is a major womanizer. You must never touch one of his, but yours is free country for him. Study the Gulf War. When America went there, they told America that I'll be for you, but there's certain conditions. If your soldier want any prostitutes, you better bring them with you, because there'll be no Arab woman converted to prostitution. And if any of your women walk around here in skimpy dress, we take the rest of it off her and beat her behind. You don't walk around here no many bathing suit. America obeyed to the letter. And yet, right now, there are African women enslaved who work in the field, Arab farms in the day, and serve them in the bed at night on their command. Now, when you fail to do anything about this and keep quiet about this, you're more than a coward and a hypocrite. You're a liar in history because you do not understand. Remember, it was in Africa that we gave women something which we intelligently conceded that was hers all along: preference and equality. It was in Africa that the woman rode at the head of her army. It was in Africa that the woman headed a state for the first time. It was in Africa that a woman became a god for the first time. You get hung up with white women's lives. It got a damn thing to do with you at all. Our crisis at the crossroads, and we are debating everybody's concern except our own. We're hung up with everybody's religion except our own creation. No one creates any liberation movement for you. Slaves are never liberated. Freedom is something you take with your own hands, or you don't get it. We have encountered some misconceptions in history based on foreign invasions of Africa, based on our misreading of other people's literature that downgraded us, based on our acceptance of other people's words that's not applicable to us. We were never a minority. We never